All right, I'm your host, Selena Coleman, and this is Real Women, Real Talk. And I'm here with my co host.
JT, where Real Women Real Talk.
And today we're going to be talking about a few different things. I'm a human rights activist, and currently I live in Kern County. Why I live in Kern County? Because LA County is deep. And for me, it's deeper than most. And I got some drawings behind us. A drawing, excuse me. I have an A drawing behind us. This is from my friend. He drew that. And he draws with pencils. And we're going to be doing an art show around many different schools. And we're going to do it virtual, and we're going to do it in person, and we're going to have some contests going. Um, because I think we should talk about some things. And what should we talk about? We should talk about real life facts, not fiction. And with that said, I want y'all to verify the facts that we give you, because sometimes even the facts that we research are fake news, right? And so with
Yes.
fake news, we want you to understand and know that we could do better. And so let's hold people accountable for today, every day. Um, and as we move forward, how was your weekend? How was your week? Because we missed the weekend. You know, you
It
you
was
bounced
busy.
out and
It was busy. I had took my grandkids on a vacation, cruise to the Bahamas. We
hey
had
hey
fun.
grandkids.
It was great. It was great.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Old. I'm too old for all of that. Jet skiing in the Bahamas and
Y-
on the beach and of course the Bahama Mamas. The Bahama Mamas.
Was they a mess or
They
was
was.
they?
They was.
Woo! You know what I'm learning in this real world. I'm gonna say real world because you know we got fantasy land and we got real world, and um, a lot of our young women and our young people, and not even young, even old,
I was waiting.
even old, don't understand reality. And I say that genuinely because
Elaborate when you say that.
I watched a video about a kid, not excuse me, about a young lady dropping off her three kids to her mama because she was tired of being a single mother, right? And it blew me out the water. It blew me out the water because women in their 30s that had kids don't understand the cause and effect of their actions in the moment of them doing it. And I say this because she met a young boy, and I say young boy because he didn't want to be a father. He wanted to just do whatever they was doing without the kids, right? And she put that young boy in front of her kids. So if you know, like I know, an experience of life, and this, later we'll get into deeper topics about that. Um, that the effect on those three babies from her attitude is long lasting.
Right. But I'm hoping that I'm glad that she did drop the kids off to her mother.
I second it.
Um,
But mama didn't want them. But anyway, we'll move
we,
forward to
we,
that.
we'll get more into that.
Yeah.
But so maybe she should have dropped the kids off to somebody that wanted the kids. Um, because nowadays you got mothers, grandmothers that don't want to raise no kids. I understand that part. But then once again, if she dropped her kids off and she didn't want them, then it's nowhere next but going into the system.
Oh no, I totally agree and I
So
totally
that
understand
that,
that
that
part.
or one of them getting killed. It's nothing other going to happen. She going to either hurt those kids or she going to lose custody of those kids. And that system is, I know that Antelope Valley system is trash and it needs to be revamped.
Not
But
just Antelope Valley, but keep going.
yeah, well, not just Antelope Valley, but the thing is, see, back in the South, people would have kids them little young girls will start having kids real early, but they'll raise their kids.
Right.
And they have that family unity where everybody is pitching in. Them tramps up there, they having them kids by all the different
Watch your
guys.
language. Watch your language.
Tramp ain't a bad word.
No, it's not. But you know, in hood life, it is a bad word. So we want to be respectful.
Well, that is about the respectfulest thing I could possibly say. I called him a tramp. I didn't call him what I really wanted to call him because I tried to keep it neutral.
Okay, I'm gonna just say that's not a neutral word.
Guest.
He
How do you
ain't
feel
on. He ain't even on the platform yet. He,
Okay.
right
Well,
now,
introduce
no,
him.
no,
Introduce
no,
him.
no, no,
Okay,
no,
wait.
no.
Okay,
No,
so wait.
we gonna take it back.
Let's take it back.
Okay.
Well, okay. What word you want me to use? They're not
Let's use-
ladies.
Let's use trifling.
Okay. What's the difference? Tramp or trifling?
Trifling.
Mr. Coleman, you live?
Yeah, I don't use that word. That
Oh.
it is offensive to me.
You don't use it?
No.
What word you use?
I said trifling.
I mean, yeah, you can use that, but
Okay.
We'll
Move on.
talk about
We're
it
gonna
later.
agree to disagree.
Right.
But we're gonna leave it alone. But
Okay.
we call them whatever
Right.
you want to call them. But they
How
I
about
really can't say what I
non-parents?
would call
well,
them.
of course they that.
Let's say non-parents.
And then another thing that they do, they won't have cause they'll have kids already in the system, and they'll go out and have more kids. That part I don't understand.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this.
I just feel that the first thing they should do is try to reconnect back with the kids that they already got before you bring a whole nother new life into this.
But if the system is not going to allow you to do that because the way it's ran, you sometimes don't have an opportunity or a choice.
Okay, and you're right, but my thing is, we're not gonna blame the system because they got in your business for a reason. They don't just
Okay,
social
may I
services
say
just come knock
something?
at my door just because I had a kid.
Yes, put your headsets on.
They didn't knock on my door because I had a kid,
I know that.
and
but
they never knocked on my door
Go ahead. Well,
because I handled my business.
they knocked on my door about 60, 79 times.
Yeah, that's because you had a trifling ass sister-in-law.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
You might want to flip that one around.
Oh, okay. 'Cause-
But real
yeah,
quick,
you was taking care of kids though
Right.
that was in the system,
that's true.
so they gonna come to your door. But you just made like they came to your door just to be coming to your door because you had kids. No, they came to your door for somebody else's kids.
Thank you for reminding me that.
Just
Okay.
real quick, I clarify. Yeah, we had foster kids, and we were taking care of them. That's what JT was speaking on.
Yes.
But I would like to say something on that topic of the young people having children.
Put that on.
If you ask me, it's a societal issue because it's not new. In our country, young people have been having kids way before their time or before they were old enough to, years ago. And it's unfortunate. I know firsthand because my mom's mom, my grandmother, who I never met, she had my mom at a young age, about 15, and then she bounced. So I never met her. My mom's dad was in the military, so he was overseas. She was raised by her grandfather and step-grandmother. And her grandmother didn't treat her right. That's a different story, so she ended up running away. But, yeah, it's a societal issue. It's something that was, I guess I would say, swept under the rug back in the day.
Yes.
You know, so it wasn't really addressed. People were ashamed of it, so they tried to hide it, things like that. So, again, those things weren't addressed. And somewhere along the lines, they just missed the fact that somebody's having sex with this young underage girl, and we just paid attention to the girl being pregnant early
Right.
type shit, and
Right.
not who the hell doing this and why is we letting them do this and why that shit ain't addressed more, even in school for that matter. So the young ladies are better equipped to deal with that shit. I mean, stuff when they get out there in the real world. Okay. I just wanted to interject a little bit of that.
Mr.
Okay.
Coleman, can you call in on the app so they can hear you as well as when you're talking?
Oh, yeah.
So Mr. Coleman was talking, and basically what he was saying was that we have a problem with it in society about young people getting pregnant underage, but us really not focusing on why that young girl is pregnant, just that she's pregnant. And I totally agree on that. And
That's a good point.
I do for many reasons. And what is the reason, the most reason of that? Because I was a young mom, right? And still today I'm getting, I get, how do you say? I get it, I get backlash for having a baby at a young age, right? I get condemned. So, for me, I don't care, right? For me, it's something that I dealt with, right? I had my first daughter at 13, my second daughter at 17. Life hit me hard. And so, I became a mom way earlier than I should have been. So as we move forward, we have a guest here. I'm going to let him introduce himself and explain or talk to us and tell us why he wanted to come and be part of Real Women, Real Talk. And then we'll get into some questions with our guests. Go ahead and look at the camera and let the guests know who you are today.
Okay, my name is Steve Hill, Marine Corps veteran, retired correctional officer. I worked at 2 different maximum securities for prisons at the state of California, one being CCI, which is California Correctional Institution at Tehachapi, and the other being CSPLAC, which is California State Prison, Los Angeles County.
Just so you know, we don't like police, but keep going. Former or not, but
Yeah,
anyway,
well,
it's cool. Just so you know, you're in the hot seat, but keep going.
You can defund me then. but yeah, I retired early from the Department of Corrections. Went and worked in 2 middle schools in the Antelope Valley,
We don't like kids either.
which was kind of like working at the prison, but at the prison I didn't have to worry about getting shot. After that, I decided I was going to make a little money, going to, get rich, take care of my future, take care of my kids' future. So I needed to make some money. And it doesn't give me any great honor in admitting this, but I kind of had to resort to a life of crime.
Uh-oh. Tell me about it.
I went into real estate.
White collar crime.
Yeah.
Stealing,
I
stealing
opened up.
property from people. No, just keep going. I'm just.
I opened up an anniversary real estate appraisal in 2004, about 3-4 years before the mortgage meltdown, where a lot of people lost their homes.
I want to say thank you. Because we
And-
don't have a lot of black people in that field, but so again,
1%.
thank you.
1% of the appraisers in California are black.
Right. Okay.
That's.
Wow, that's
But
sad.
I'm going to be talking about that
Okay.
as I run for office, and I will be a candidate for Congress in the 27th Congressional District. The incumbent candidate right now is Mike Garcia, who, to me, should be made ineligible to even run for public office because he supported the
Let's hear it.
government, the overthrow of our government, the killing of our democracy. So he has been deemed ineligible. So
Okay.
that's why I'm running to get him out of office.
Okay.
I will get him out of office.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, I got it. Shit, I got this.
Okay. So, what is the 27th district? What area does that cover?
Mostly the Antelope Valley and Santa Clarita Valley, which would be Palmdale, Lancaster, Little Rock, Acton, part Lake Elizabeth, Lake Hughes, Valencia, Canyon Country, Saugus, Newhall, of course, Santa Clarita, and a little bit part of the North San Fernando Valley.
Okay. So basically only LA County.
Basically, LA County. We used to have Simi Valley in the district, but during the redistricting process, they were removed, which is great for us because the demographics reflect that we even gained more of a, as you say, Democrat-Republican advantage. And to me, I was just happy to see Simi Valley go because I always blame them for the people who gave us the LA riots
Too funny.
because of them not indicting people who, beat the shit out of Rodney King, basically.
And we're clearly guilty of it.
Yeah,
Right,
it was on
right.
tape.
But for them, it was just something that they couldn't do. they couldn't see. They couldn't believe their own eyes. And yeah, the people had to revolt, and I don't blame them.
But that's like when I went to the state capitol to see the senators. You know, it was crazy, and I'm glad that you're running. And you know,
Thank you.
hoping to see you in the seat. But I was like, wow. In the politics and things like that, you don't see no black people. I was all through there, and I seen one black, and that was crazy to me. I was just like, wow, where are we at? Why are we not getting involved?
Right.
Because this is where we always complaining about, like the Rodney King thing. We should have went and instead of rioting. Well, you know, I think violence sometimes is all we know to be
Well,
seen
think
and
about
heard.
it. Look at our history.
Because we have to. You know, that's just like what they did to George Floyd. If we wouldn't have did all of that, they wasn't going to do nothing. They wasn't going to get indicted either. All the police officers were going to keep getting off.
Well, this is where we should start talking about things that are systemic, because it's built into our history that historically, when we go to court and we're not dead, we we have no luck per se in suing law enforcement or holding them accountable in a courtroom.
But I hold all of us accountable, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I work for LA County, right? And boo is all right. And I've been a union steward, right? And so we as individuals, we want equality and we want justice. But what are we willing to stand up for?
We want to be treated equal and fair.
True that, right?
Yeah.
Equal and fair, right? But are you willing to stand up to be treated equal and fair? No.
I am.
No, we're not.
No.
I
we're not.
am.
We too busy
No.
worrying about what
Okay.
Jay-Z and Beyonce is doing,
Exactly.
what
Hold on.
Drake is
But what
doing.
we
Right.
are willing to do, let them fools drop another illegal PPP and we can break the system, we're going to be all for that. That's what we do stand for, and that's the problem. And they didn't understand when Trump put all that money out on the free money out. Look at everything. I know so many people is homeless. Eggs went
It
up.
ain't free.
to
Nothing is
$30.
free. Nothing is free,
Nothing is
right?
free.
Because we being
And
taxed on
They
it, right?
think it's free.
Of
I know it
course.
ain't free. That's why I didn't even. I know that part. But they, in their mind, they thought so because they was able to go in the Gucci store, to go in the Louis store, to go in the Prada store. They was able to buy things that they could not afford on a regular living.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not. But let me explain something to you, because this is new information that we're learning every day. And so because of what my great-grandfather went through and my great-grandmother went through on both sides, on my mother's side and on my dad's side, and even my parents, my mother, because my mom was a little girl in Hawaii when Pearl Harbor got bombed, right? She was a little girl. And the trauma to her body from that, and even the trauma of slavery for Black people, and the fact that we continue to deal with it even deeper than just how you say, with the slavery and the jail system, right? And the school system, right? We want to say, oh, let's send our baby to private school when we get money. No, why don't we take the time to make sure that the schools that are teaching our babies in public school is teaching true and accurate information, and the people that are telling lies and not respecting us as individuals get up out of office. Let's start demanding some shit and quit asking,
And you know-
because it's no more ask. Go ahead.
Just like, let's get back to the school system. I noticed on Facebook, everybody want to put an award up. First of all, what kid in elementary school don't get an award? We're focused in school. That's what we go to
The
school
kid
for.
that got ADHD, that got problems
Right.
at home,
But let me
that come in the
finish.
classroom and act a fool.
But them, you know,
Oh, I take that back. They give them ones too. As soon as they make it
Yeah.
to school for a week. Anyway,
yeah,
go ahead.
they get them too. But the whole thing is, I be wanting to know, but you know, I can't be tussling with everybody on Facebook. I get into enough of them as it is, but I just can't go around tussling with the world. But I be wanting to ask them,
I'm
do the
here
teacher
for
know
that.
you besides by name? or email, because I've
No,
always
they
been
don't.
present at every school. And now that I have my grandkids, everybody at them schools know me. They know me. I go to the school I want to meet because I want them people to know, them pink people to know, these are ones you're not going to play with. Is that appropriate to say?
You can say that. Because guess what? I turn red. I don't turn pink, but I know what you mean.
But okay, what is your economic situation?
What is mine?
Yeah, what is your you're there at every meeting, right?
I ain't going to say I'm there at every meeting, but I'm
For
there.
a majority of the time, you can attend those meetings.
She worked. She
Yeah,
take time
but-
off.
Yeah.
You're financially stable, right?
I can support myself.
Okay.
That's how I like to say it.
You support yourself in
could-
whatever
yeah.
activities you like to indulge in.
I can support
Now,
that.
part of the problem is, especially in Antelope Valley, we have a socioeconomic issue with our parents. A lot of them are too distracted for everyday life, trying to struggle to survive. You know, rent is high. I appraise real estate.
That's not
We got a
just in
heavy
Antelope
number of
Valley.
Section 8. Median price of a home in Antelope Valley is about $430,000. Our APR is at 7.2%. You to qualify for just the entry level home, you have to be making good money. We have a lack of jobs in the Antelope Valley.
That's always been a problem.
My wife has been teaching for 26 years. I could tell you some stories that'll curl your damn hair. We got a problem with the number of foster kids in Antelope Valley. We have a predominant number from the AV.
That's
Yes,
everywhere.
yes.
That's
From
not
LA
just,
County.
That's everywhere. We
but
all
we're
LA County,
saturated,
though. Listen,
and that puts a wearing on your schools. That's a negative impact on your schools
Steve.
because all of these parents don't have the financial stability to be a good parent, be there when your kid is having trouble. Don't have the attitude that the school teacher or the administration is an adversary, because now you've already created
but
a negative
hold on.
atmosphere to communicate effectively with your educators, and that communication always has to be there.
okay,
But-
hold on.
Go
Before
ahead,
we,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm gonna say this: yes and no, because that's why I'm here. And I say that's why I'm here because in the Antelope Valley for the last 7 years, what I witnessed is a whole bunch of talk and not enough get together and work together.
Oh,
Hold on.
I want to come in.
I'm gonna give
Hold-
you.
hold
I'm
on,
gonna
hold-
give you the reason for that in a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got some
Wait,
things. Go.
of course. Because I'm remember this though. We got to this table because of what is going on in our communities. Right? And remember, when I say LA County, even though I'm in Kern County and I know where you live, right? In a different county, right?
Yes,
Our foundation was LA County.
yes, it was.
I didn't leave LA County till I was 50. I didn't leave by choice. I left for financial reasons.
I did too.
Okay, right. With that said, I hold gentlemen like yourself in your 60s.
62 to be exact.
Okay, right. But in your 60s, accountable for the bullshit that we dealing with because it's been a man's world for so freaking long. And instead of standing up beside our black women when we have issues, we are allowed to be called that angry black woman. Now, what I was blessed to be is work for Los Angeles County and be a union member and have a husband to work side by side. So when I was in these meetings and they thought they could be disrespectful to me, the next meeting I brought my husband. Right? So with that said, it comes back to the community because every parent can't be there.
Well, let me stop. Wait, let me
One-
just cut in with
I
the
got-
husband part.
Wait, I got two
Go ahead.
finished things with this. We allow our black children to be stepped on as a community. And if you say we don't, it's not, you look at the numbers and the figures, because guess what? They don't lie. So while our percentage is this amount and we are this amount in the system, we collectively got to do shit different. So go ahead, Janine. I'm going to give you
Okay.
2 minutes and then I'm going to give it back to Steve.
Okay. Well, okay. How long you and Mr. Coleman been together? Not married, together.
34 and a half years.
And then how long you've been married?
33 years.
Okay, and you guys are still standing strong. Okay. So, and how many kids all together?
Biological or nieces and nephews as
no,
well?
no biological.
How many we got together? 4? 6.
Okay, so you was grateful to have a strong black man who didn't only just get with you and sleep with you, he stayed with you and he married you. And he was a father to his kids.
Correct.
He was a daddy. He was a father. He was a support system. So you had that to be able to show up at the meetings by yourself. And when things didn't go the way you felt, you had a strong man. But
I
now,
ran for meetings from
so,
schools.
so let me just say
Go
this,
ahead.
though. We do stick together. I noticed in the Antelope Valley, they all at the motherfucking motorcycle clubs. That's where they all get together, and them parents don't miss no functions. They travel with them bikes. Every week they got Taco Tuesday, get fucked on Thursday, suck dick on Wednesday. They have every week, and they there every week. They are there every week. No, and that's why they not at the school, because they got prior obligations.
I ran from the school.
So that's why they're not at the schools, but they at the motorcycle functions. They in Fresno right now.
Yeah, and
they ain't
guess
gonna
what?
miss that. They ain't gonna miss that because that's important.
Those are the same parents that I used to see sitting in the prison visiting room talking about my baby ain't never done nothing. And they do the same shit when they come up to the school for disciplinary problems, screaming and yelling at the teachers and administration, being
What's wrong with that?
objectively
What's
blind.
wrong with that? My mother had my back. What's wrong with
no,
that?
my mother had my back bullshit will have your baby in prison. Trust me, there's too many black people in prison. I saw the shit with my own eyes.
and I'll say this: we spoke about this
We did.
not a week ago, and those parents
I
who
missed
do
that
that, who do that, and my baby you don't did that.
They're
and they
more
wanna-
detrimental to their kids than the system is, and the system don't fucking play.
Exactly, because they
right.
fail to hold their children accountable for how many years? For 10, 12, 15 years. Now that child doesn't know any better. That shit is ingrained in their brain
Right.
that they
Right.
can do
Okay.
no wrong, and they will run to my mama
And
will fix it.
the parents are scared of them now.
So
It does come to that oftentimes.
let me sum this up real quick. My son had a fight when he was in ninth grade. He had a fight at school. Some boy came up to the school that didn't go to the school, and seen them all sitting around, and they started crumbing because they were young. My kids, he had met these friends since 3rd grade when we moved up there. They started bagging. The boy got involved in it. My son didn't dress nice. He was sloppy. He was raggedy looking, but he had all the latest clothes. He didn't know how to put them together. He had more clothes and more shoes than any of his friends, but you couldn't tell because he didn't know how to dress. So the boy started, and then one of his friends was like, no, he got gear. So then he just don't know how to put it together. So the boy got mad or whatever, and my son and the boy ended up having a fight. Now, when they called me, the boy had to go to jail because he wouldn't give them his name. So then I get a thing in the mail saying that my son was, had a court date. They was putting him on probation, and I'm like, for a fight at school? No, he even got hurt. Like, with a boy, and so I'm calling the school. They're not answering my calls. So my son ended up having to go to a probation school with a probation officer where he couldn't have a backpack. They had to search him down. This was for a little video fight after school. The fight happened about 6-something. He was waiting on me to get off work to pick him up.
Just one question.
Go ahead.
You called the school. They never returned your call.
They wasn't returning my call.
Did you go up there?
I did all of that. I was going up to the school. I was going up to the district. I was doing all of this.
And when you do that, you got to get documentation.
I did all of that. So let me finish the story. I never let this go because I'm like, a fight at school? I'm like, I done had many fights at school.
I agree.
And people got hurt. We pulled scissors and chairs. All of this. Like, I had a couple fights with some LA bitches.
We would still be locked up if they was doing what they doing now in real
Except
life.
got rough. But my thing is, school was out. School was over, but it was still on school grounds. And all of this, y'all treating this like he really committed a crime. But I did all of that. I went up to the school. I was calling, going up there, going up to the other school, to the probation school, talking to the probation officer, telling him, you could kiss my ass because something ain't right with this. Did all of this. 2 years went by. Get a call. Because, see, I've been having this number for over 20 years. Um, so I get a call. It was a San Francisco number, right? I'm like, someone told me to answer it. I answered it. It was an attorney that they were doing a class action lawsuit. So what the school system has found, they found a loophole, and they found a dependency. Some of these dependency judges. That is what happened. Was a boy that was in the system. His mentor seen that he was on probation, and had a probation officer, because he called somebody a bitch. And in his clause, if he would have stole a pack of gum, he was going to YA. And she said, wait a minute, this can be right. But she knew the right people. And she contacted some attorneys, and they was like, wait a minute, this can't be right. And then guess what? They started pulling all the files for that district. Because he called a teacher a bitch. You can call anybody a bitch. You can call a judge a bitch.
Yeah, I called a teacher that before when I was in high school.
I'm sure you did.
I did too, but I got my finger broke for calling the teacher a bitch.
Well, that's a
I
different
just
story.
had my class changed.
But
I got an A because he broke my finger.
so, but anyway, they found out that they sent in these, but it's all, if you look at the Gabriel Fernandez case, it's all a money thing.
It is.
So now, and that's what the foster system has came up. Remember they used to say social workers and teachers don't make money? Them motherfuckers is making good money now. Yeah.
Can I reply on that one point real quick?
Yes, please.
They tried to encourage us to adopt our foster kids.
Right.
Our foster kids were our nephews and our niece, so they had a mom and a dad already. We were just taking care of them in the interim until they got their stuff together. Wasn't trying to take over, so we said no. We found out later that that social worker was pushing so hard for it because they get a bonus. They get
bingo
paid cash for every child they get adopted. That shit is weird. That sounds like a conflict of interest to me. However, I do also want to say, when y'all was talking about all the stuff y'all did in school and didn't get in trouble for it, some of this, we got to own this. Now, some of the shit that we did in school is the reasons that they made shit the way they did now.
Totally agree.
Yes.
Because I grew up in the 80s in South Central. It was off the chain.
Yeah.
I probably know a lot of the people that Steve was up there taking care of
Oh, I'm sure you do.
and dealing with in the prisons.
You
I grew up with a lot of them dudes.
After the riots, I worked in the reception center up at Tehachapi. After the riots,
Yeah.
Oh, I was seeing people I used to see at the clubs.
Right.
Like, what you doing here? Oh, got caught up in the riots, parole. And that's
I'm gonna be honest with
how
you,
they keep us in that system.
For me, it was people I grew up with. Like long before the riots, that whole gangbanging thing.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to get out of it. I had kids. My priorities changed completely, and I actually had something that was more important to me than my own self. And that's kind of the problem we have with our young people today. What you guys were saying, shit that's more important to them, their priorities, is all these other things.
And we need more mentors too, though.
We do, and I coach youth football. Real quick, give a shout out to Antelope Valley Coach, 8U, 6U, 10U, 12U, 14U. We all won this weekend. My team, 12U, we won 39-0.
Our 14U is undefeated.
Okay.
Everybody
But I
undefeated
give a
except
shout
for
out to
10U
all
and
the coaches
12U.
because, they
Yes.
get out there and they volunteer their time. You know,
Yeah.
like somebody like me, a single parent, and then I have them out there volunteering. Right now, my grandkids is I know y'all heard about the boy getting knocked out in Marietta a couple weeks ago.
Yes,
been
the high
all o-
school.
Huh?
The one at the high school?
Oh, no, there was football.
Oh, no, I hadn't heard about
I
that.
hadn't heard about that.
Yeah. He ended up getting, the man hit him and he had a seizure.
Oh, my God.
And he was in the hospital. It's been all over the news. Well, that was my grandkids' team. So their coach got, I guess he intervened. It's only right. You see a grown man.
Oh, absolutely.
hitting.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So he intervened, him and his wife, and that was the big boys because he do the little kids, and they end up, firing him or whatever. So right now we in limbo because it's like, he stepped in.
which
Um,
he probably
yeah.
should have.
So we, we saying like, we don't know if we're gonna, if they don't bring them back. So now they're kind of changing, saying, okay, we're gonna bring them back. We just gonna suspend them, so on and so forth. Because my thing is, you don't sit there and watch no grown man,
Nope,
hit on nobody.
absolutely not.
Right.
Even more than that, though, you don't watch fights anymore, right? Of course, you don't want to break it up in the sense of you don't want to get nobody hurt, but people got to remember when you doing high school stuff and youth stuff, that this is for the kids and not for the adults. You know.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you from being out there with it, adults really get caught up in it, maybe a little bit too much. I've had to break up fights between our own coaches, between our coaches and coaches from the other team. Selena can attest to that. She was there at the Las Vegas Brawl.
Right. Which is hilarious. But
For
anyway.
the record, their team punched one of our parents first, one of their coaches, and then our coaches ran over there to
And I was
defend them,
proud
and
of
their coaches started fighting them. I didn't involve myself in the fight portion. I just started breaking people up. Like, we're in a different state. Come on now.
Right.
Nobody wants to go to jail with their kids sitting on the sideline, right? And nobody really wants to go to jail in a different state with their kids sitting
That
on the
part.
sideline.
That's the part I was thinking. Like,
Right.
too.
Right. All right, we're gonna let you
Go ahead.
give you some mic time.
Go ahead. Get fired back up.
All right. Let's talk about one of my favorite topics, which is
Because you was gonna talk
the,
about
the what?
the
What's it?
politics, right? The
No, let's see.
non-mission.
Let the man talk.
Your
Okay, go
favorite
ahead.
topic. Come on.
Okay.
I wanna
Which
hear.
one you want? Because I can
No.
give you both of them.
No,
Go
give me
ahead.
your favorite topic.
Go ahead.
What's your favorite topic?
Oh, my black people in the black church, as it
Oh.
relates to getting involved in politics and knowing who the people are who are representing you.
Well, let's talk about the church.
Okay.
I want to
Let's
talk
talk about the church. What do you notice every election cycle? What do you notice? You guys notice anything that's
I don't go to
Oh
church.
yeah,
consistent?
the
don't go to church.
politicians like to
the
go to the
politicians
church.
run to the black pastors.
Yep.
And I can tell you, up in Antelope Valley, all those black pastors are bought and paid for.
That part.
But they'll turn around and they will endorse the most conservative person running that has their best interests nowhere near close to their heart. But it's the power of the church, which black people think that culturally we are some kind attached to the white man's religion, that's one thing I'll never understand is how can black people worship the same God of the people who enslaved us, the
Man.
people who used to own us?
You know, that,
What good would it do for us to worship the same God?
that's a deep indoctrination.
We have been so mentally conditioned
Yep.
and thinking that it's our culture to worship white Jesus when everybody knows, anybody that's been subjugated, religion was used for that subjugation.
Yeah.
Basically to take their mind. You know, Bob Marley said, emancipate yourselves from mental slavery because none but ourselves can free our minds. But we're all stuck up on Jesus. About 80% of us, black people, worship a God or a deity. And that's a
agree.
lot of
I
people.
agree.
And that's
And-
why
and-
we are the Democratic base, and everybody knows it, and everybody caters to us, and they always do it from a perspective of religion. They don't ever do it the perspective of, oh, you guys should be equal citizens and have human rights and be fully enfranchised in the American democracy. But because we can't tell them the truth, because there's a whole lot of truths. There's a whole lot of truths that we need to tell these people. The shit is economic.
Yes,
sir.
They've taken millions of acres of land
Yes, sir.
by hook, crook, anything.
Yep.
And there's about 33% of the country, which are Donald Trump supporters, who don't give a fuck about democracy.
I totally agree. And so I'm going to say this, though. Being who I am, I love everybody in real life.
You love Donald Trump?
I love Donald Trump.
Yeah, he makes all of this go round. I love everybody, too. I don't have no hatred in my heart for nobody.
No,
I don't
no.
want to kill nothing.
I
I don't
don't
want to
love
let
him.
nothing die.
No.
I love him.
Listen, let me tell you why I love Donald Trump, though.
Okay, I ain't in that club, y'all.
I know you're not, but I love Donald Trump for a few reasons.
I'm going to sleep.
You're fired. In real life, because there's a whole lot of MFs need to be fired. So I respect Donald Trump for firing people in real life. And then, racism, right? He didn't cause it. He made it okay to be yourself.
He took advantage of it though.
He did. But,
He
No,
used
no,
that
that's
to-
just
and I
what she
think
said.
that's kinda
He didn't
deplorable.
cause it,
no.
but he made it okay to be yourself.
Yes. He made it okay.
Well,
Listen,
I think she's talking about she let those
I
racists
know
those
I know what
closet
she's
racists.
talking about.
Yeah.
But so you
Right.
caused it.
No. He didn't because Donald Trump has always been the same person,
Yes, he has.
right? The orange man. Because, he spray his tan on and he become orange, right?
It's the hair for me.
That too. But, for me, it's kind of ironic because to know people in the Hollywood circle that knows Donald Trump, that actually hung out and called him a friend, was surprised by his behavior. My thing is, how could you be surprised? Because even in his show, when he fired people and the reasoning behind that shit, right? It came down to the mighty dollar. And the reality of it is Trump has never been able to manage his own money. His money was given to him, right? And so as a country, he became president because he was an actor. Just like the same as when we received
Yeah.
help me out, the one who got this mental health shit all messed up.
Oh, you talking about Ronald Reagan?
Ronald Reagan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So for me, I don't care if you're a Democratic or a Republican. I don't care if you are a union member or a non-union member. It's time to get this shit together. And I'm not okay with the bullshit that's going down because we got homelessness in LA County like hand over fist. Why? Because the money that we got coming to our area is not going where it should. We have more unions in LA County. Our union dollar amount is more than the state of 40 states monthly that they operation to operate their government.
I do think them homeless people, them motherfuckers is something else though.
Of course they are.
But I do think that they should do something because it's places out here that I used to go eat. I wouldn't even dare. I'm not going to step over nobody to go in no restaurant. I think it's disgusting.
I think it's a combination though
I
because
ain't going in there. I'll find me another
Well,
spot.
the property owners have the right to call law enforcement to remove them from the property because they are trespassing.
right, but then we're gonna
And
picket their ass for
vagrancy laws.
then we're gonna picket them, right?
Yeah, and
because
then-
we don't want the homeless people being
That's just-
Exactly. So then the rest, the owner becomes the bad person, and all
Exactly.
they're really trying to do is operate a business.
Well, anybody with any common sense knows that the owner has fee simple absolute rights of the property.
yeah.
So he can have people removed. That anybody with any common sense would understand that.
But
Anybody with
we
any
do,
business
we do,
sense.
we
But-
do.
Would
But the thing is,
understand that.
and I understand, but that's just like with the homeless and the LGBT. But I don't know how they say it. But them people,
LGBTQ+.
you know, I noticed with them too.
IA plus.
They go around
my
starting a
goodness,
bunch
they
of
added more.
shit, and the minute you do something, it's first thing they want to do is jump to you're discriminating because of
Yeah, of
their
course. You
sexuality.
got the
It's
people
like
and-
I don't give a damn what you do in
Right.
that bedroom. You know, but you're out of line and you're rude and you're disrespectful.
LMNOP,
The
And that's-
QRST,
Yes.
yeah, them people.
But-
and now
Dickhead.
we have gave them too much power as well, that they're using it against us.
You said it though. It comes down to this. We should be respecting each other, right?
Yes.
Because we got union leaders that negotiate for us that thinks it's okay to be disrespectful to the people that they're sitting across from the table with. Why? Why is that necessary?
Because if you whoop their ass, then they're going to call the police.
We understand that.
That's why
but
they think that.
I
wait.
understand.
Well,
Go
before I
ahead.
got my grandkids, right, the fucking social workers up there in Antelope Valley, they thought they was gonna talk to me any kind of way.
Right.
But I'm always myself, no matter
Right.
who you are. You know, I've been like that with judges. But you know, I had to tell a judge, you know, something I didn't agree upon. Then the bailiff come and step behind me. What did you stepping behind me for?
Right.
Because we talking. I'm gonna go to jail for what? For telling him that I don't give a fuck? I done been in jail before. You ran my name, right? But I'm just telling him that he not gonna talk to me that way. And now you coming to stand behind me like you're threatening me. I'ma still say what I gotta say.
Right.
You know,
As
but
intimidation.
yeah. That's like
what
with the
was.
social workers. They gonna tell me how you gonna have to respect the foster. I said, I ain't respecting nobody, bitch. I ain't respecting that bitch, and I ain't respecting you. Bitch, y'all don't pay my bills. And that's exactly, you know, you ain't gonna do a fucking thing. Not a goddamn thing. Because you don't call my phone telling me I'm a grown-ass woman, what I'm gonna do and who I gotta respect. Both of y'all can kiss my big black ass.
And that's part of the problem, right? Because they
was using a power. And my thing is, they was using a power, you know, and then what I do, I just go pay, because like I told you, y'all fucking with the wrong one. I went and paid my paralegal, and I filed paperwork, and let's get it to the judge.
Right.
Let's get it to the judge.
That's the way to do it.
Exactly, because you're not going to sit here
You don't
and
have to
think
curse
you're going
nobody
to
out.
boss and bully me around. But when I was on probation, right, I had a brother who was doing life. So I needed to get a
I still ain't got cleared to go visit
nobody.
nobody.
I was trying to get cleared, right? So she told me no. And I said, why not? She said, because I said no. I said, well, that's not a good enough reason because that's my blood brother. And I want to go see him. So I want to go see a supervisor. Do you know that bitch sent me, gave me a technical? You know what that is? You should know what that is. Right. So she violated me. So I get to court, and you know they said that she said the other parts that she put in there the other parts that I called her a bitch and I called her this and I called her fat and ugly, this, that, and the other. She was all of that. She was all of that, and I did call her all of that. So I get there, and the
So you
judge
told the
asked
truth.
me
Right.
what happened, right? And I told the judge what happened. I told the judge because she told me to shut up, and I'm gonna do what she say. And I said, you know, that's when, you know. And she left out all of that part, right? But I said, y'all said the calls is recorded. Why'd y'all
Right.
pull them? You know, if I would have threatened her, y'all would have pulled them as a terrorist threat. Pull the phone calls. So they pulled the phone calls, and then guess what? She got in trouble.
And that's how it should
And
be.
guess what? I owed $15,000 in what's that? Restitution. They took me off probation. When I went back to court, they pulled them phone calls because I said, no, I want the phone calls pulled.
Right.
I'm here. I want these phone calls pulled because I never threatened her. I did call her because she ain't going to talk to me any kind of way. I know,
Right.
like
It's a
I told
matter
him,
of
I knew what
respect,
to
yeah.
say and what not to say. I could call her. She told me to shut up. You can't tell nobody to fucking shut up. I'm a
Them
grown
fighting
woman.
words.
Right. So I called her a
That's how you got in
bitch.
trouble to begin with.
Okay,
That's
I
cool.
know. My bad.
So anyway, they pulled them, and my probation and my restitution, everything just went away. And I was a free
you could
woman.
have sued.
I
Because
was
you
a
could have
free woman.
sued,
I
right?
was a free
And
woman.
But that's okay.
probably
Yeah,
that's
but you know what
probably
they-
the
Nothing
reason.
like being free.
Right.
But you know what
Trust
they
me,
told
nothing
me?
like being free.
They
know
said
that's
in
right.
30 days, go and file your thing.
Right.
And they expunged that charge. And he expunged it. And they said
We
30
had a
days.
bit of a similar situation, not in court, but with a social worker, when we had our
Nieces.
nieces and nephew.
Yeah.
The second time with the second set of kids. We had the social worker call us, and then they wanted us to bring the kids to the social worker office, and then she threatened to take our kids too. So I told her, I didn't cuss her out. I just told her that I'm going to call her supervisor and report her ass, and I'm going to make sure she lose her job behind threatening us, because there was nothing to threaten us for. We had no case. We were just taking care of our nieces and nephew. Yeah, so
I was crying. I
Long-
called him crying. But she said she gonna take our kids. He was like, "What the fuck?"
so I called him, and yeah, I didn't need to cuss him out. I was stern like a motherfucker though, and in no
You were
uncertain
stern?
terms, I was reporting your ass, and this is an issue for me. You do not have the right to threaten. I mean, that's like some 1950s, 1960s shit, right? I'm trying to get you to do what I want you to do, so I'm gonna threaten to take your kids from you. Lady, are you crazy?
That's some Donald Trump shit there.
Donald Trump shit for real, for real.
Over
But
my dead body, you come get my kids? Are you? That's
And-
not ever
And she
gonna
said
happen.
she loved him.
Yeah.
I do.
I mean, when you just outright threaten a judge, something wrong with you mentally.
All right, but you want to know something? He
Yeah.
could get away with that though, because if it was any of us threatening a judge, and see, let's take this shit back to reality, because it starts with President Obama, because President Obama was the first president that was disrespected in the media, and we allowed that shit to happen.
Amen.
When you put
Well, that's why we need to have more media sources.
right, but
Yeah,
no,
I
we need
agree.
to stand strong to our media sources that we have.
No.
Fuck you, you wrong. If you don't address him as President Obama, you
We
shouldn't
need
be
a-
there.
We need a pro-black news station.
Plural.
Right.
We need more than one.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
You
Definitely
dig
more
what
than
I'm
one.
saying?
Yeah.
Like some
But
of
we
us
need
right
one
here.
to kick it off, and then so that everybody else can
'Cause
follow suit.
even if you only have
Oh, you got to
what
do
we
it.
have now,
Syndicate it.
you know what I mean?
And then,
But
like
if we had
they
1,000
when
of
they
these right
disrespect
here,
them,
Right.
you know, and then we can say, you know what, fuck that, because that's what I'm saying on this. Fuck that. You gonna get back on there. You're gonna apologize, and you ain't
Right.
gonna never disrespect another black president ever. And then you know what? Because if we start, like you said, Pearl, we start moving in numbers, and then they'll
they-
get
yeah,
scared
then
because
they
we can
have
ban
no
against
choice.
them. Yeah, they
Right,
don't have no other
right.
choice because if we start standing, then you're gonna get back on that radio station, that news station, and you're gonna send out an apology.
Well, hope Byron Allen can do something to help us. Him or what's his name in Atlanta?
Well,
Perry. Well,
I'm gonna say this: somebody in Atlanta gonna listen to our AMP station, and somebody in New York gonna listen to it, and somebody in go ahead, help me out. Arkansas gonna listen to it.
yeah, Houston as well.
Well, we
Remember-
just can't go to. Why you can't set up for us to go to a podcast out there?
We definitely can, and we are, because
You
we gonna
willing
do
to
this.
Hey,
roll
hey,
with us?
I-
We
We gonna
real quick,
do this global.
Real quick, can I ask? I wanted to know what Steve was saying about Byron Allen. You guys might not remember the dude. He was a comedian. It's a brother.
he was on a show called Real People
Yeah,
back in the 70s.
exactly. Yeah, I recall. And he was popular for a while. But he and Tyler Perry, you were saying?
Correct. Yeah.
What
I think
exactly
I
do they
think
have going on?
I think they purchased BET over again or something like that. Or
Okay.
they picked up some mass media sources, giving them more outlets and a bigger footprint in the mainstream media. And that's what we need. But even when we get there, we need some journalists that's going to tell the truth.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. Yeah.
And quit focusing so much on sports and entertainment and worry about people becoming part and taking part, doing their civic duty to be involved in politics.
But we need people in sports to talk about politics as well.
Well, they're not going to do it, trust me.
No.
They're not gonna do it.
We're going to hold them accountable
No,
because
we're not. No, we're not.
no,
Okay.
no,
No,
no.
we're
You
not.
might not, but
No,
I am.
we're
You
not.
might not, but I am.
I'm talking about we as a conference, his ethnic group, we're not
Yeah.
going to hold them accountable. How much shit is Shaq selling? Gold Bond lotion, Icy Hot,
Bunch of shit,
pizzas, General Auto Insurance. He sell everything but his damn kids.
He might. Never mind. I
But what
almost
you
said
won't hear
so.
him doing is talking about police brutality in our relationship with
Yeah,
law
you know, because
enforcement.
Okay, I remember
oftentimes
him. I
they don't
pulled him
want
up. I remember him.
to alienate themselves.
Yeah, just
from
like
us
Michael Jordan talking about, Republicans sell buy
by shoes
sneakers too.
Yep, that's
And
why he
the-
never
that's the-
proclaimed, or spoke up for Democrats or any politicians.
Yeah, but at some point you gotta
I'm
cater to your humanity.
I'm talking to the Democrat, the Republican, the Green Party, the Blue Party, the Purple Party, the Red Party. It's time to hold yourself accountable because the reality of this shit is, I'm going to give you an example.
I'll talk to the money party.
Right, but I'm going to give you an
Yeah,
example.
the money is the part that's
Okay,
fucking up all of our
Listen.
lives.
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes,
take
it
it.
is.
Hold on. I'm gonna take it to a whole nother higher level. I'm gonna talk about Southern California Edison and PGE. Y'all know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are our utility
Hold on.
companies.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got a bill this month for current electric, $3,400 and something.
You have solar?
I do have solar.
Okay. Well,
So, which that is kind of ironic and crazy because when you have solar, you should have less of an electric bill. Yes,
That's what they say.
yeah.
right. So, if you guys understand what happened through our commission and our electricity or Southern California Edison and PGE, they got it so homeowners don't get the money unless they got the money in pocket to pay for their solar right out. Right? So these companies that already established solar in these houses for the individuals, homeowners like myself, that are in a prior tier of solar, they're coming for us because they don't want us to get that tax credit or that money. They want it to go back to the company because any new upgrades go to the company if you can't straight out pay for your solar. So the government has, again, came into agreement to screw the homeowner out of their money that is supposed to go to them to give it to big companies.
And I understand that, and I don't understand why they forcing new homes to have solar. That
Because
should be
it's
an option.
it comes back to the money game, and it goes back
know
to the
it does.
higher level of who's
Yes.
running some shit, right? So let's not talk about small shit. Let's talk about big shit. And we're coming for
And
the
those are the-
unions, the
Yeah.
government, and Southern California Edison. We coming for the gas company. We coming for water and power. We're coming for the people that run the government and these necessities that we need. Because guess what? We got too much dirt land between Long Beach and Lancaster to have homelessness in LA County. And that's just a little bit of the area. And so, like I said, I'm here to change the game, Steve, and I'm holding people accountable. So when you get in office,
Thank you. Where you been? Shit.
when you get in office, you best believe that I'm going to be there because I've never went anywhere. I've been
I'll
an
be there.
observer
Okay.
for the last 7 years while life put me back in this game of politics because LA County sheriffs killed my grandson's father in 2015. I met every single African American pastor in Antelope Valley.
V.J.C.
With-
Smith, Henry Hearns,
That's-
Reverend Johnson.
That's everyone.
I know all the usual
Right.
suspects that don't do nothing and they're
it's not
selling
a,
out.
it's for me it's not about that. It's about y'all talk this talk for all these years, right? Because I said it's been 7 years. So now I'm coming to the table and you either are with me or against me. And we either gonna ride together or
Wait a
you're not
second.
gonna be able to ride
Sound like
because
George W. Bush.
Let me just say this. Let me cut in real quick.
Go ahead.
What we fail to realize is us,
Right.
right? That we have the power.
We do.
So we vote these people in, and they first of all, when they run in, they doing their campaign parties and all this. Oh, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. What we need to start doing, if we like them, vote them in.
Right.
If we don't see he's standing up, he just getting that free ride. Next election, get their ass out. Yeah, and say, motherfucker, yeah. And we go to the next one, you get up here and you lie, you going out too. You get one term. And that's it. You know, they want to stay in office.
Right.
So, but if we don't hold them accountable and we keep voting for them, then they think we a joke. Start showing them we ain't a joke, like we got Donald Trump ass out. First term, bam, you got to go, sir.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we got to keep doing that. If we feel like they're not doing all them campaign parties, they got a list of, and them speeches, boy, them commercials. I'll be like, look at that motherfucker line. They be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to
Well,
do
I'm gonna
that.
ask y'all. I'm gonna ask y'all because I like to change this up a little bit, and I trust you. Y'all ain't never seen a politician like me. I'm not asking nobody for any money.
You asking for a vote?
Yeah, I'm asking for your vote. I don't want your goddamn money. I want your vote. Now, how many people can I get to wake the hell up and pay attention for one election cycle so we can do something different instead of this definition of insanity we do all the time? And I've seen the Democrats do it all the time. And right now, I wouldn't even be registered as a Democrat, but they told me if you don't register Democrat, Steve, we ain't gonna let you come to the debate.
Okay.
So I had to register as a Democrat. I want to be an independent. That's the true definition of, to me, a Democrat. It's independent with
I'm
no
a campaign
outside
for you.
influence.
I'm a campaign for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Don't
know.
question. Just
I'm a
please
I'm
don't
a
question
campaign.
me.
I'm a campaign for you. All right, ain't no questioning. If you
Yeah.
don't do what you say you're going to do, you get one term.
And
Well,
I know
guess
where
what?
he live. He think I don't
Yeah.
know where he live.
we
I
can
know
go
where
egg
he
Well,
his
live.
house
guess
up.
guess how guess
Oh,
why
egg his house up.
Thank
guess
you,
why
Mr. Stewart.
guess why I
Right.
learned that
I was just kidding, though.
guess why I learned doing what you say you're gonna do
You ain't going to press
and
charges if we
keeping
egg
your
your
word.
house up, right?
You can't egg my house. I don't think you. My house is gated. I don't think you can throw far enough to hit the house.
Oh, okay.
We
So
don't
you
get back to
say.
hop the gate,
Yeah.
though.
You say.
Yeah.
You say.
We got
Okay.
kids.
I don't think you
just
can
kidding.
further.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I'm straight out. Shit,
Our
gates
I
gonna
be open
I
for
consider
Halloween.
myself a revolutionary.
Real quick,
With the definition of a revolutionary is an event or a person that brings about profound social change. That's
right.
me.
Go ahead,
There you
Mr.
go.
Coleman. We're going to let
no,
you.
real quick, I just wanted to say that one song that you listen to where it explains that voting for the president don't really mean shit because he don't make no laws and he ain't in charge of nobody going to jail and not going to jail. Is the legislature and
It's
the
Congress.
judges we need
Right.
to pay
Yeah,
the
and
fuck
the
attention
judges.
to.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
All right? Because the president, he a figurehead,
And the
I mean, here's a couple things he can do, but that's about it.
Let me add in.
Yes, ma'am.
What we do need to pay attention to is the people outside them grocery stores. That's how
Oh,
that
heck
stuff is
yeah.
getting on the ballot.
'Cause they lie to you in a
know-
minute.
Yeah, that's how
Right.
it's getting on the ballot.
Of course, of
You
course.
know, because you know why?
A dollar
I sit there-
signature.
Sometimes I sit outside that store and I just watch all the black people. No.
$1 a signature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't signing that. You only trying to get $1 for my signature.
You know, if I knew with certainty what those things were about, I stopped signing them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to sign them because I knew some of the people who was out there doing it. It was people I knew who just got out and didn't have no other income. They got turned on to that, so I'm gonna help them out, right? Sometimes I give homeless people money when they ask too, if I got it, because I just don't feel right seeing somebody who ain't got nothing, and I'm good, right? I'm okay. I don't need anything. I got $1 I can get as cash. Anyway, what I found out later is that they ain't always telling you the truth about what that damn signature is about putting on a ballot. Some of that shit is anti-black,
Yeah.
I read them.
They give you a brief summary of what that do.
I read 'em.
I've been dealing with that for years.
Yeah.
Because I think, the stores where I live at, I go in and ask the manager, could you remove the person from the outside of the store? He's soliciting and he's bothering your customers. Could you move him
I
out?
feel you.
Because
Yeah.
they give you a brief summary, but all you got to do is look where the money come from.
Right? Yeah,
Look who's
yeah.
look at the groups and look where follow the money.
And I
Look,
started.
their ulterior motive will come
Yeah, I
clear.
started doing that too in that little booklet they give you when they telling you about the bills, the propositions
Yeah.
and shit. And I go look who. Okay, so who is paying for this?
I
Who
Google
is
it.
pushing this?
I
Right.
Google it. I read them all. At
know.
that grocery store, I sit there and I read it all. And I be like, hey, they you gonna sign? Can I read? Can I read it? I'm not gonna just sign. Can I read it?
Right.
And I read it. And then I go and I remember and I Google it. Because I'm going to Google some stuff and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Well, I'm going to just say this. I am for the black children, but I also know when we help black children, it's going to help all children. And so behind me is these hands of hope. And the reason why I call it hands of hope is because we got all color hands there. And, I have grandbabies that got all color hands too. From the
Right.
brightest of skin color to the darkest of skin color. And with that said, I want better for all our babies, right? And for me, it's about the babies because I've been fighting for the adults for too freaking long in real life. And I woke up when I almost died, March 11th, 2022, that we can do better for our babies. And that's why I'm here. And so you can talk shit about me. I don't give a fuck. You don't got to like me. I don't care. But I'm here to make a change. So if you in a position and you ain't doing right, I'm coming for your job in real life. I don't think it's okay for you to get a pass if you're not doing it on the level of say it what we want. You said it. Equality and what?
We'll be treated equally.
Correct. And if you ain't doing it like that, we coming for your job. I don't care what the reasoning is behind that shit. Because the fact that African Americans are 11% in LA County,
Let me
but
cut you
86%
I
detained.
want to see some
That's
change
ridiculous.
for us. I want to see people get in the
That's some
office and
systemic
make
shit.
some change for us. They talk that stuff, they get our votes, but I don't see nothing changing for the blacks.
I don't
the
either.
African Americans or however you want to put it.
Okay, and let me just add this. We need to start voting in higher percentages.
We do.
I think the last midterm in the Antelope Valley, we had a 2% eligible voter turnout. That's pathetic.
It is.
That is.
It is.
That-
But you
that
want to know
shit's
something? It
absurd.
comes back to us not knowing our worth.
But you know what? You need to get at the motorcycle club. Be there on the Thursdays and the Wednesdays and all that. Get the microphone.
Well, invite me. Shit, I'll go
I
everywhere.
don't go. I don't go.
Invite-
Well,
invite
guess what?
me.
We gonna figure it
Where they
out
hang
because
out
I'm
at?
going to the car shows.
The King thing, the King up on Avenue I. Is that where the motorcycle
I've never
club's go?
been.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say this.
I praise real estate. I don't do motorcycle clubs.
Selena Coleman is gonna be in Long Beach. I'm gonna be at the motorcycle clubs. I'm gonna be at the car shows. I'm gonna be at the surferboard chefs rides. The go girl dancing. I'm gonna be at the transgender shows. You name it. I'm gonna be there. Cause guess what? I think we need to wake up as a society and a community, and we got to stop pointing the finger, because when you point your finger at one person, you got 3 pointing back at you. So let's not get awoke. Let's wake the fuck up. There's a difference.
Yeah, well,
I agree.
That's what I'll
agree.
be. That's what I'll be
I agree.
doing.
Amen.
So until the
Very
next time, we probably won't be back next Sunday for Real Women Real Talk, only because I got school and I need to focus on passing some classes so I can make me a little bit more money in my
Doing all that homework.
yeah, doing my homework on time, because I'm a last minute girl. But with that said, even though I'm a last minute girl, I haven't turned an assignment yet that I haven't gotten an A on. So hey.
Procrastination is good.
Only because I got about 1,001 more other things going on too. But with that said, I'm gonna request a prayer out there from all my prayer warriors, because I'm going into a meeting with the head of DCFS for Palmdale, California, and I'm going with a humble heart because I know what needs to be done different. And as a union steward, I was taught to don't come to the table with a problem unless you got the answer. And so again, I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna be stumping my feet to the ground. And if I gotta sell some barbecue dinners and make some sides old school to raise some money to do what I gotta do, then that's what I'm going back to. Because guess what? I'm here for the long haul, and can't nobody run me away. So with that said, this is Selena Coleman with Real Women Real Talk.
Steve Hill, look for me, Steve Hill for Congress. I will be winning the primary in 27th Congressional District, removing Mike Garcia, a Trump supporter and insurrectionist as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You cannot donate on my site. I'm not accepting any money from anyone, and the people are going to retain their power. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Amen.
This is JT, Real Women Real Talk. Till next time.
Stay prayed up.
Coach Magnum, you ain't giving no information.
Right.
I did. I said stay prayed up.
Yeah.
Okay, so again,
Hey,
that was Mr.
but
Coleman. Oh, go ahead.
Since you want something, yeah. Let's make a change for the positive.
Yes.
One race, the human race.
There you
Definitely.
go. That's it.
Okay, I like that.
Yes.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
Equal rights.
Right.
Justice
Yes,
for
ma'am.
all.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And with that said, I know my engineer back there quiet as always. I need you to say something for me, Mr. LaRon, because you part of this program, whether you like it or not.
Well, I appreciate you. What's cracking, guys? This is LaRon Pierce, Morris Media Zone, All Night Gang Zone, the only hip hop show zone, a conversation with LP Zone, engineer, hip hop artist, podcaster, soon to be a recording artist. Voiceover artist. Soon to be a pro wrestler. All that jazz, right? I'm the jack of all trades.
Can you help me
Okay,
with
anyway,
a
so
song?
y'all can find me on Instagram, Facebook, you name it. You know what I mean? LaRon Pierce is spelled LaronPierce.
Are you single?
Oh, Lord.
Can you help
Are
me
you
with
hold on. Are you single? If you not, be a real man and tell us.
I'm not taken, but I don't consider myself a single, but
Wait.
Sounds
This
like
sounds-
just,
a player-
I can tell you don't know a whole different show, but you know what I mean? Because we gotta go.
All right. With that said, he's a all awesome gentleman, and so
he has that
that's-
one locked and loaded and ready.
I'm sure, right?
Wait. Go back. Get back on, engineer.
Uh-huh.
Tell us where we can come and have that conversation at.
A conversation with here or
With you, sir.
With you.
oh, I mean, whenever you guys want me to have me, you know what I mean? I'm here all the time.
So where can we find you at so we can have that conversation? Because you was about to be on some player shit on here.
Oh no. I mean, I'm not on social media right now, but I mean, if I do go on Instagram, you will find me on LaRon Pierce, and I can just go ahead and have a conversation. But we can get our conversation off air or even anywhere. You know what I
we
mean?
gonna bring the conversation
Real
back
talk.
to air.
Real talk.
Because
Right here.
we gonna say this. There's not too many good men that put it out there like that. So with that said, this is Selena Coleman, Real Women Real Talk. Until
us.
next time.
Go ahead.